UNDP decided to address biodiversity losses in the Niger Delta as a way of contributing to sustainable development. There are globally important biodiversity species in the Niger Delta, meaning that there are species which you would not find anywhere else in the world. I come from the Niger Delta myself, and I'm sensitive to the cultural circumstances and how we can use this to foster biodiversity conservation. Conservation is everybody's business.
This monkey have gone extinct, according to research by the IUCN, International Union of Conservation of Nature. Since 2000, they have gone extinct. So, but luckily, we have a large population of that species here in Ikoros of Anita. Their habitats are being threatened. Their habitats are not there. People have cut down trees, and therefore, as at this point, we need government or international organization to come in order to conserve this monkey, because otherwise we stand a chance of losing them forever.
This monkey also helps us to know when the palm fruit is ready, because it will go on top, eat the fruit which is ready, and drops it on the ground. And we know the palm fruit is ready for harvesting.
So here you have a very fine example of a community already conserving an endangered species. All they now need is to alert them that you're doing a good job. However, if the structure of the forest here changes, as in the form of deforestation, you're going to lose these monkeys. So it's not enough to say we don't kill monkeys, we don't eat monkeys. You just might be destroying the home of the monkeys. This is a cultural resource. The government at the state level and the federal can come in to assist. It doesn't have to be a forest reserve. It can be a biosphere reserve, in which case man and nature live in harmony, and you can extract biological resources at a sustainable level. At the Korondo, in the Sionudim local government, we worked with our partners there to plant trees.
Strictly endemic fruit tree species as specified by the UNDP. And we didn't just want to go into tropical trees without fruits. We wanted to do something that would be of benefit to the community people.
Many of those trees are multi-purpose. They have indigenous fruits which enter both the national and international economy. Both bitter kola and ogbono produce very fine wood, hard wood. And the trees also produce habitat for birds, for squirrels, all arboreal creatures.
We planted walnuts, we did African oil bean, we did magic fruit, and so many others. The project is strictly about restoration, ecological restoration of a near completely degraded forest. Some researchers in the University of Uyo, more than 2 decades ago, they carried out their research, and what they discovered, the results showed diverse star species endemic to the forest. But unfortunately, about 15 years ago, by the time another set of researchers got there, it was discovered that there had been a complete felling and destruction of biodiversity. in the area. We did a total of 1,000 trees in Ikotondo Community Forests. We covered 2 hectares, and we did it within 3 months.
If we plant mangrove, you will not see fruit tomorrow. If you plant mangrove here, and the other people don't plant mangrove, the rest of River State don't plant mangrove, the benefit will not be there.
That through this, I hope by the grace of God, our former past lost roots that we have lost,
yes,
will be returned back to us.
Been here for some months ago, trying to plant mangrove after the devastation of the oil spill occurred in this very mogul fishing front. And out of the mangrove we plant, some germinated, some died.
At the mangroves, it was devastation beyond words. The beauty of it is UNDP's intervention is helping to restore life to that environment. There's clear evidence of the fact that the mangrove is being restored, irrespective of the level of destruction. And our hope is that at least in the next 5, 10, 20 years, we can, through our own efforts and through the incredible efforts of the UNDP, bring back life and restore the mangroves.
In Gokana, we try to demonstrate that it is possible to do mangrove revegetation. You can recover mangrove, but you have to know what you're doing. You have to, first of all, remove the chemicals that are present there in the form of oil. The technology is there, but it's expensive. You have to remove the oil, the slag on the surface, reprocess it, and then make it conducive for planting. So the first thing is to reclaim it, remove the oil. Then when it is suitable, you can then plant.
All over the world today, we know of what is happening. How people are crying about the ozone layers, even the Amazon, all over. Human activities trying to go in. Thus, the adverse suffering is now on everybody. Forests have their role. They play. We release oxygen. We breathe in oxygen. We send in carbon dioxide, and they also play a very massive role in the development and upgrade of our people. Today, Elema happens to be blessed with industries. These industries release a lot of carbon. Who is to protect the carbon? Who is to prevent them from coming? It is all these forests. But because of greed, many people have tampered with forests. And that is why the Aleta community deemed it necessary that we must protect this.
This project is about biodiversity conservation, preserving what is left of our forest land so as to be able to serve as carbon sink and protect us from the carbon footprints we experience in Alesa Eleme. Alesa Eleme plays host to a lot of companies. You have the refinery, you have the oil companies, you have the industrialized area and the banks. All these contribute a lot to the carbon footprint. So the project, Community Biodiversity Action Plan, was to develop a plan with support from the UNDP to be able to set in place a motion for the preservation and conservation of this forest. This forest plays host to a lot of unique things, and we are looking forward to it being a World Heritage Center. It has unique trees, it has unique insects and species, it has unique plants, it has unique animals. You have the mackerel here, you have a clear spring here, you have alligators, you have turtles. Unfortunately, yes, we have lost some due to traffic and due to cars maneuvering and destroying them, but we have preserved a lot. We want to do more.
In Eche, we found a community that has a sacred grove, and they worship a specific deity, worship a specific deity. The sacred grove is being destroyed by the community. And they needed, in fact, they approached us that they wanted reforestation. So parts of the sacred grove has very thick canopy. You cannot see the sun if you are under some of the trees. So what we did there was spot planting with Nigerian indigenous species like opepe, like black afara, like ogbono, and maybe 2 to 3 other species. So that in about 5 years, you will begin to see what 1-2 generations ago used to see as the forest of their ancestors. And every such sacred grove is a seed bank. That is one of the scientific values. We're not so much interested in the cultural aspect, but the conservation, the fact that you have Nigerian trees growing there, that you can go back, collect the seeds, and multiply. Because if we go the rate at which we are now, we'll begin to look for seeds to import to reforest our forests. Emu is a very interesting community. They worship this crocodile because they believe that the crocodile had helped them survive internecine war with their neighbors. So they do not eat the crocodile. So yesterday, coincidentally, we found 2 dead crocodiles. Somebody had killed the crocodiles, and in that community, if you kill a crocodile, you are obliged to carry out a funeral ceremony as if you were burying a human being. Dwarf crocodiles are considered worldwide as endangered species, but it plays very critical role in ecosystem of swamps because it digs into burrows. As it digs these burrows, fishes can get inside there during the rainy season. Rivers have died due to compromising of the source of water into rivers. River Ethiopia has been used and abused. There's a lot of deforestation around the source of the Ethiopia. We identified this, so we decided to plant trees because the place has been denuded of its original vegetation. So what we did was twofold. Plant the original trees. The visitor traffic is so high that they are causing erosion and environmental degradation of the site of worship. So we decided to emplace interlocking tiles, which has now saved the surface of the main entrance into the shrine. So these were the 2 things we did. Reduce the impact of visitor traffic and at the same time abate deforestation by planting indigenous trees. It will take some time, but the little we have started doing in the last 2 years is better than if you did nothing. The rate at which water comes out of the ground in Umuahia has been studied, and it is regular. It has its peak, which I think is a little after the rainy season or something like that. But if we compromise the top of this, it will be a disaster.